So the big question I want to ask in this video is, why do narcissists act as if nothing happened just after they crushed you, just after they hurt you? And you can relate to this if you've ever been hurt by a narcissist, whether emotionally, whether physically, whether spiritually. You know the deep confusion that usually follows. They say something cruel, they betray your truth, they ignore your pain, and then they come back around like nothing ever happened. Can you relate to that? I can relate to that 100%. They act as if nothing happened, no apology, no acknowledgement, just business as usual. Today we're going to talk about why narcissists do this from both a psychological as well as spiritual perspective, and whether you've already walked away or you're still trying to gather the strength to leave. This video is for you. And so go nowhere, grab a cup of drink, and let's have a learning experience together. My name is Iyaboyale, and I want to quickly invite you to my birthday masterclass this June. Woo! This June is my birthday, and I want to talk about boundaries. Boundaries protect your peace and your power in a narcissistic setup. But you gotta know how to do boundaries right for them to work for you. And so on June 21st, 2025, it's a Saturday, 12 noon WAT. We are gonna talk about 5 common mistakes survivors make when setting boundaries with a narcissist. And so do join us in the class, but you gotta register for a seat to be a part of it. And so go to yaboyale.com/masterclass to register for a seat. Just go to yaboyale.com/masterclass to have the meeting link sent to you, as well as the replay link. And so seats are limited, and so quickly grab your seat. Thank you if you just did that. And so let's first look at why narcissists act as if nothing happened from a psychological perspective. Now, psychologically, narcissists lack what we call emotional object constancy. That means they don't hold emotional memories the way healthy people do. And if you confront them about the pain they caused, they may look at you blankly, because in their mind, your pain isn't quote unquote real unless it's serving them. Empathy doesn't drive their behavior. Image control does. Narcissists actually lack empathy. I constantly say it on this channel. They don't know how to put themselves into the shoes of another person. And so basically, because of this lack of empathy, they rewrite the story in their heads to protect their ego. So when they act like nothing happened, it's not just denial, it's self-preservation. They are trying to preserve themselves in the equation. They put themselves first and not you. And if they ever admitted they hurt you, they'd have to look at their own brokenness. And narcissists are masters at avoiding that mirror. They don't want to see their own brokenness. They don't want to see their own faults and weaknesses. And this is why you hear things like, you're too sensitive. This is why you hear things like, that's not what I meant. This is why you hear things like, why are you bringing up old stuff? They want you to question your reality. They want you to question your sanity. They want you to question your memory so they don't have to face theirs. They don't have to face their own memories. And so, what is the spiritual reality of narcissists acting as if nothing happened, even after they've crushed you, even after they've hurt you? From a spiritual perspective, narcissistic behavior is often rooted in deep spiritual blindness. Deep spiritual blindness. And 2 Corinthians 4 verse 4 says, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers. And that includes the narcissists. Because when someone is disconnected from the true source of love, which is God, they operate from pride, they operate from ego, they operate from fear. Those are the things that control their actions. God no longer controls their actions. And so they operate from deep, deep blindness. Narcissists often refuse conviction. They don't want to be convicted at all, at all. And instead of repenting, they justify. Instead of seeking healing, they manipulate. The enemy loves confusion, especially within relationships. And one of his tools is using people who refuse to submit to truth. And that is why the narcissist is a major, major agent of Satan, agent of the devil, agent of darkness, because he does the bidding of the devil in relationships. And I've got a video on that. We'll link up to it in the description. Now listen to me. The pain you feel is 100% real. And the lack of apology doesn't mean you imagined the hurt. Jesus never said, stay where you're being emotionally destroyed. He never said that. In fact, he modeled healthy boundaries. He walked away from those who dishonored truth. And you can too. You can walk away from those who dishonor truth in your life. And if you're just joining us, I'd like you to know that this June is my birthday. Ooh, June 19th is my birthday. But on Saturday, June 21st, 2025, 12 p.m. WAT, we're going to have a boundary setting masterclass to mark my birthday. And in this boundary setting masterclass, we're going to talk about 5 common mistakes survivors make when setting boundaries with a narcissist, because you got to know how to do boundaries right for them to work for you. You are frustrated because your boundaries aren't working, but come and learn how to set boundaries right. To secure a seat, go quickly to yaboyali.com/masterclass, yaboyali.com/masterclass. Now, for those still trying to break free, this is my message for you. If you're still in the cycle, still hoping they will change, still waiting for that moment of accountability, I get it. But you need to hear this with love. They are not forgetting what happened. They are choosing to ignore it. Can I repeat that? They are not forgetting what happened. They are choosing to ignore it, because facing it would cost them power. And narcissists don't surrender power easily, and you're not crazy. You are not overreacting. You're waking up from your sleep. You're waking up from your slumber, because God did not create you to live in chaos. God did not create you to live in confusion. Neither did he create you to live in emotional slavery. He called you to peace. He called you to wholeness. He called you to truth. And breaking free starts in the spirit before it moves into the physical. And you don't have to wait until they apologize to start healing. And we got a live stream we did on you don't need closure or an apology to walk away from the narcissist. I'll link to it in the description. And so you don't need closure. You don't need an apology. You are allowed to say, I deserve more than this. You are allowed to say, I choose peace. You are allowed to say, I choose God's design for love, not the counterfeit. Because what you're experiencing is counterfeit love. It is called narcissistic love. And if you already left, I know that some days it still stings. I know that some days it still hurts. I know that the pain is still there. And you wonder why they never said sorry. You wonder why they moved on so quickly. And that's because they never truly connected in the first place. The narcissist doesn't know how to connect in the real sense of the word connect with you. Not the way your heart did. And that's because they never truly connected in the first place. Not the way your heart did. Because you connected in a real way, but they never did. But you're not crazy for loving deeply. You are beautifully human, and I celebrate that aspect of you. And guess what? God honors the brokenhearted. Psalm 34 verse 18 says, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. God is close to you. This was one verse of scripture that gave me so much consolation in the deep of my narcissistic abuse. And I know it's going to console you. God is close to you. He's never far away. And you're not alone. Yes, I want you to know, you watching me, you are not forgotten too. And your healing is not dependent on their remorse. It's not dependent on their apology. It's not dependent on their taking responsibility for it. It's dependent on God's restoration. You need God's restoration to heal. And that is what your healing depends upon. Now, finally, I want you to know that you're worthy of real love, because what you've experienced is counterfeit love, but you are worthy of real love in the real sense of the word, real love. Real love acknowledges pain. Real love takes responsibility. Real love heals. It does not harm. So when they act like nothing happened, that's not love. That is manipulation of the highest order. And I want you to know that for a fact. You are not powerless. Yes, you are not weak. You watching me, I want you to know that you are not the problem. The narcissist is the problem. And you are loved by a God who sees everything. Is El Roi, is a God who sees you, and he sees you even in your lowest estate. He sees even the things the narcissist refuses to acknowledge, because God is a God whose eyes go all over the earth. And in his eyes, you're worthy of safe, honest, soul healing love. You're worthy. Yes. And if this video spoke to your heart, I would like you to go ahead and like it, and also leave a comment, and also share it with someone who needs it. I know you've been sharing my videos, and I highly acknowledge that, and I want to say thank you. And so go ahead and share this particular one too with someone who needs clarity. Now let's know in the comments what gave you the most clarity today, as in this video, what gave you the most clarity today. And if you need a prayer or support, drop a comment below. Just know that we are in this together. We are in this together. On this channel, we are in this together. This is a strong and supportive community where we hold hands virtually in our fight against narcissistic abuse. And so go ahead and subscribe to be a member of this community, and also to receive healing and spiritual strength, because you're not alone. When we hold hands, I tell you, it's powerful in the sight of the Almighty. And so subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified when we go live, because we go live every Saturday, 12 noon WAT. And this Saturday we will be going live, and our topic is on body shaming. When a narcissist body shames you, what to do and what to say. And so don't miss it this Saturday, 12 noon WAT. We go live every Saturday. And so if you come on this channel, 12 p.m. WAT, you're going to see us live. Thank you for watching this video. It means a lot. I'll see you in my next.